All right. Uh-oh. Hold on. I'm muted. I know I'm muted. That screen's muted. I think everything else is open. Well, I guess you guys let me know when you get on if you can hear me. I'm pretty sure I'm good. I'm good. I don't see the little red microphone anywhere except for my main um device, and that's the one that I want to have the little microphone on. You guys give me ideas what I should do back here. Should I put these big old shelves back up? I got my house, my card, uh, greenhouse greetings box, house, whatever, outside. I gotta finish setting that up, but then I gotta get these shelves back up. They're pretty heavy. So I don't know. I do miss not having something behind me, but I don't know what else to put behind me. Mike said I need to move the whole thing around and um move a different direction, but I don't know, that might shake up my layout down here a little too much. So anyway, oh, Debbie's on. Good. She shared. Thank you so much, Debbie. And I'm assuming if you couldn't see me or hear me, you'd have said something. So I am on like right on time today, a little bit early. I'm gonna go super slow on my card because it's a fold and stuff I've never done before. Made one sample, and I just want to make sure that I do it correctly because you guys are gonna like it and want to make it, and then my directions might get messed up or something. So I'm gonna go slow. Today is July 3rd, and it was a big day at Stampin' Up. I just got my newsletter out, so if you haven't gotten on anywhere today, you will, and you get my newsletter, you'll see there were 2 new kits introduced today. One super cute little kids one that has no stamping, so it'd be perfect for a beginner or for kids to do, or even just if you need to stock up on some little kids cards. It's a circus theme. The other one is a flower theme, and it does have stamping. It comes with stamps and all that good stuff, and it's super pretty. We started the bonus days today. So every $50 you spend through July, you will earn a $5 off coupon to use in August. They've done this now for several years. It's a big hit. I just need to remind you to save your emails, do a print screen, do something so you don't lose your code. I know my email likes to delete stuff occasionally on its own. Hey, Bonnie. So, if you have that happen to you, then maybe put them into another folder or something that's not going to normally get deleted. Sometimes I find my stuff in my archives, but it's then just easier to copy the code and paste it into your order in August. They all, you could put like a whole bunch of them in. There's a box you can just paste them all in. Or you could copy them, paste them into a document, save it somewhere, and then copy the whole thing come August. But just do not lose those codes because I don't know that we can get them back. Other than that, what else did we have start today? Bonus days. Stampin' Up has a blog now filled with all kinds of fun stuff. It's called Think You Get There. If you go to stampinup.com, there's a tab at the top for blog, but I believe if you just go to blog.stampinup.com, you should get there. There's all kinds of fun stuff talking about colors, how to choose colors, and what was the other one that I looked at? Something about punches. Oh, how to use the tag topper punches was another one. So it's filled with all kinds of fun information. If you get a chance to go there and look. But otherwise, you're just going to have to read my newsletter. And if you don't get my newsletter, you're going to have to go to greenthumbstampers.com and sign up for my newsletter. And you will get all this information on Wednesdays. Usually I try and do it in the afternoon, but last few weeks I've been saving it till the very last minute in case something hits me to put in there and then I forget. So that's it. We had a great 2 classes this week of the Memories and More. I think it was called Boldest Birthday or Brightest Birthday. They made 17 cards. Might have been a little too many. It took a while. It was a good while. We did a lot of chatting, but I think it might have been a little bit too long for a stamp class at 1 o'clock in the afternoon. Maybe I just got to start it earlier. Anyway, the morning one on Sunday went until the afternoon. So, it's a work in progress and we will just figure it out as we go if we need to. And I'm trying to think, I have not announced anything for July yet. What's happening? I've not announced anything for July yet, but I'm thinking maybe something around Christmas. I don't know if I want to do a Christmas card buffet. That might take me, that might be too much to come up with a Christmas card buffet with what time I have for August or July, because have I been saying August? Anyway, this is for July. Because I'm going to be gone for a little while in there. And I could design and stuff at Mom's, but I just don't know how much cutting and stuff. So maybe I'll pick a new online exclusive bundle and we'll just create from there. Anyway, stay tuned. Something will be coming up and I will get it announced as soon as I get it figured out. So without blabbing any longer, hey, Marilyn, I'm going to just turn my camera down and get to showing you guys this card. And not that it's going to take a long time, but, I got it right there. Not that it's going to take a long time, but it will, it's just a lot of steps and I want to go slow. So let me turn my camera down. Put my computer back here. I think we're good. All right. So far, so good. I have a little palette of paint stuff over here and I have not knocked it off yet. So here's the card we're going to make. All right. Now, the sample that I saw, oh gosh, you guys, I think this lady's video was from 2012. Wait, long time ago. She had a belly band on hers, but I thought I'd dig into the archives and I got my crocodile out and some eyelets because you guys know that those are going to come back in style before long. Everything's going to come back. So we got eyelets on here and I tied it shut with this ribbon or this thick baker's twine. But you could do a belly band and then put a sentiment with some embellishment on it, but I did not. I just left it like this with the eyelets to close it and the string to tie it shut. So then we're gonna untie it, open it up, and then it becomes an easel card. Oh, hey, Mom. Oh, company, who'd you have over today? You're not allowed to have company without me. Company just left. Well, good. I'm glad you had company. Oh, it's card day. Maybe you had cards at your house today. Anyway, here's the inside. You can zhuzh it up as much as you want with like adhesive dots, gems, whatever you want to put. But this is what we're going to make today. And so I'm going to set this aside. And like I said, we're going to go kind of slow. Oh, thanks, Marilyn. Jamie. Oh, Jamie was over. No cards today. Wow. So you got on late, Mom. Did you see? This is a gatefold kind of easel, and I tied mine shut with this twine. And then the video that I saw, and I want to say the Frugal Stamper was the lady that I saw. that made the design. And then it's an easel card. All right, so we're gonna make that. And let's get all our pieces out here. All right, you're going to start with a full sheet of paper. All right. We've got a full sheet of paper, 8.5 by 11. You want to score it at 5.5, right down the middle. Then you want to score it on each side. Oh, thanks, Patty. I was going to tell you guys. That's the same pack. I think I used it last week. Thoughtful Journey. It goes with the stamp set that I'm going to use. Thoughtful Wishes. And I believe it has dies, but I'm not using the dies. So then now you're going to turn the paper and score at 2 1/8 on each end. 2 1/8. We're going to turn it to 2 1/8. And score it again. All right, then one side or the other, doesn't matter which. You're going to push it in just a little bit because we want it to be a little bit smaller. So we're going to go on the inside of the score line. And now we're going to cut. So we're going to cut up to our 5.5 inch score line on both sides. So I'm just eyeballing. There's my score line. So I want to go on this side now a little bit in, because with all these extra pieces and things on this, we want it to be able to close this piece, to flap to close with not hitting anything else. And then we're just going to cut these two off. So go back to your 5.5 inch score line. And then you're just going to cut over to where you cut and then pull it out. And then go down to the bottom and go up and do the same thing up to where you cut and pull it out. You won't need those pieces anymore. And we don't, well, we do need our trimmer. So now on this piece, this is going to be our easel. So we want to score it at half. So that's 2 3/4. Let me put it in this way. 2 3/4 is half of 5.5. So score it there. And that's it for our base. That was pretty easy. So again, you're going to score at 5.5, each side at 2 1/8. Then trim from the end to the score line just a little bit in, so that, let me show you. You want this, when it folds down, you've got plenty of room for these flaps to close without hitting this. So then trim that in a little bit, then give it a score right in half, because that's going to be our easel. So let's burnish on all our folds. Kathy's on. Hi, Kathy. How's that deck coming? Did you guys get the deck built? So now we've burnished on all of our folds. And now we're going to decorate our 2 outside panels. And then I cut down a, let me see, my card, I don't think I kept the pattern going properly. And my resident creative director said, who's going to notice? But I said, I notice. And I don't think that those 2 were the right 2 to put together, but it sort of works. But if you look at it, I don't like it. It doesn't work. But it worked for him. So he said, I think it looks fine. But this time we're going to do it how my brain is telling me that we want to keep the pattern flowing across. So I'm going to, you know what, I shouldn't do this panel first because it needs to dry. So if you're making this card at home, do your coloring stuff now so that it's got time to dry. Oops, and it came off camera. So it's got time to dry while you're assembling all your pieces. So we're just going to glue those together. I'm going to glue it on. My front door here. And I did go on the 8th, so it's barely gonna, you're barely gonna have anything showing, and I'm barely getting anything. So it almost looks like I don't have any. So anyway, we're good. All's good. We're gonna do this side now. I'm gonna glue the designer paper. Did I tell you guys? The Mossy Meadow is 5 3/8 by 1 7/8. No, it's not. It's, yeah. It's by 2 because this one's 1. So it's 5.5. So it's 5 3/8 by 2. And then this one is 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. So let's go ahead and get those on. These on the little doors. Oops. I can never get this glue to slide around when I want it to slide, but when I don't want it to slide, it goes all over the place. All right, so now there's our little doors. And you guys, I'm gonna hop over to the coloring step just to get it so that it's partially drying. Well, I've got one that's already dry, so I'm just gonna keep going here. We'll do this and then we'll do that. All right, so now I got my crocodile. Everybody remember these behemoths? So I want to make a mark and make a hole at 2 3/4. So I'm going to do both sides of the card front. My pencil. And I'm just going to stick it in there. So what I did is I'm just kind of counting these little teeth here. I know it's not proper way to do it. You can slide it up and, well, let's do that. Let's be precise. So I got 1, 2, 3, 4. So that's about how far I went in on the other one, like 5 little teeth. And I'm going to punch my hole. Come over here. There's my mark. Punch my hole. Then I didn't have to go too far to find a few brads, eyelets. These aren't brads, they're eyelets. So I got a couple eyelets. Because again, I have all this stuff in my drawer and it's going to come back in style. I just know it, so I'm hanging on to it. Won't be all the Stampin' Up! Colors, but they might be close. So then I've got the little poker thing, like showing that little guy because he's going to go through the eyelet. And then if you had a bigger one, you could use this side, but we got the small one. And then I forgot how to know which base to use, but this is the base of if you want it to flatten or what it's supposed to do, but we'll go with this one. Okay. Looks like a small enough one. So then we want to put that poker part into the eyelet, and then that holds it in place, and then squeeze and then that smashes down the back and holds it in place. So for anybody that hasn't used it, they are an awesome, super cool tool for setting your eyelets, making your holes for your brads. And then I squeezed that one and folded it over. All right. Well, let's put him back in the bucket. My bucket's starting to get all out of whack. Okay, so now I'm going to take my ribbon, my twine stuff. If I can get my hand on it in there. And I'm just measuring out about 5 inches. That's not long enough, is it? It's way more. It might be long enough. I'm going to go a little bit longer. You need 2 of those. This is some heavy duty, almost like rope. I don't remember what I got it for, if it was a paper pumpkin kit or what it was, but it's pretty thick. And let me see if I can get the kind of the curve out of it. There we go. Oops, it started to unravel. Then I'm going to stick it through the hole like that on both sides. And my sample, I use Scotch tape, but I don't know that I have any over here. Let me dig in this little drawer. Nope, but I do have the tear tape. So I'm just going to glue that down with the tear tape to the inside of this flap. That'll hold it in place. And then now we can assemble our inside panels. And they're the same as the front panel sizes. And I'm using the back of paper because it matches stays with the colors. So I'm going to glue these together. Did we sell your crocodile, Patty? I do not believe we had a crocodile on the sale. Do I still have eyelets? Oh, I don't know if you got rid of all your eyelets or not. You didn't have too many. Well, yes, you did. In your like toolbox things, you had bunches. I don't remember any like actual eyelets. Most of it was like buttons and stuff, but I'm sure you can buy more. We can go to the Mega Meet next year and stop at the eyelet store and you can buy all kinds of them. All right, then we're going to glue these to the inside. And I'm going to put some extra glue right here just to make sure that I got enough around where that ropey stuff is to hold this in place. So let's glue this one down. And again, these pieces are 5 3/8 by 2. And the layer on the top is 5 1/4 by 1 7/8. And I'm just going to push right there to, like I said, adhere that down really well around that tape. Come over on this one. I could have peeled this cover off, I guess. That would have helped it stick too. That was dumb. I wasn't thinking of doing that because the last one, my sample card, I used Scotch tape. And then we're going to glue this one down here. Debbie, you probably have, yes, you probably, between all of us, we probably have enough for everybody. All right, so I'm gonna just kind of push on that around where that glue is with that piece of tape, and you can't really see that it's there. I mean, it sticks out a little bit, but it's not as noticeable, so I wanted to hide it under the flap. All right, so now we can go to, I think now we can go to our coloring. And for anybody that like came on a little late, I tied mine shut with the rope. You could use a belly band and then embellish this even more to give it some more beauty. I just wanted the paper to show, and I just thought that the ribbon would be, oh look, I didn't put my things in the same spot. So be better than me when you do yours. Maybe put your ruler across and make your dots so you know you got them in the same spot. All right, so now I'm going to put that aside. We're going to move on with our fun part, the messy part. So I've got a piece of our Fluid 100 watercolor paper. And it's been years since I've ever replenished my watercolor paper from Stampin' Up. I've always ended up with giant pads from like one of the big box stores because I waste a lot of paper trying it. So this is very expensive to practice on. So I've always used the other kind of paper, but this is very, very nice paper. And I wasted a lot today. Whoops, gotta take that little cover off. I wasted a lot today, but it's very, very nice quality. And so that was even a little bit of a struggle for me to get it to work because it was so nice. I didn't know how to use it. My other one didn't soak up water and stuff like this. So I've got my stays on this guy here from the Thoughtful Wishes set. This is a set too. I think I mentioned it maybe last week to check your, I won't touch that one. Check your, I got my cleaner, then I can touch it. Your red rubber to make sure that it is sticking to the foam. I saw a few weeks ago, there was a post on the leaders board, I think it was, that these were not sticking together. They were peeling off. So if you have one that's doing that, be sure to contact Stampin' Up and they will fix you up. All right, so I did my stays on. Now I've got a water brush and a spritzer. And let's see what I could do to not get everything all sopping wet here. So I'm going to spritz my paper and get it pretty wet. And I'm going to get out my wiper off or thing here just to kind of. All right, then I'm going to bring in this palette of lovely goodness I made today. So I took my re-inker and I just squirted Pretty Peacock, Mossy Meadow, and Wild Wheat. And I had, oh, here it is. I got a little thing. And so this is all wet. I'm gonna kind of hold it down a little bit because it's pooling up over here and I don't really want it to do that. So I'm going to just dip it in there in the green, and I'm just going to come up like the stem area and the leaves, and I'm just haphazardly painting these leaves in. Nothing fancy because it's watercolor, so we want it to kind of run a little bit. So and then I'm going to clean off my brush. And I'm going to come over, I'm going to try and stir that up to my wild wheat. And I'm just going to stick it in there and kind of brush around. I'm got to put some more water on. I'm drying up. it should be kind of pooling and spreading when I do that. So I'm just kind of going in there. And dabbing some of the color around the perimeter of the leafy thing. Could go in the center if you want to, but I tried not to, and it just kind of spread in there on its own. It ran in there. And I got the Pretty Peacock, and I'm just going to do the same thing. Just going to kind of dab it around and get it to fill in the spaces a little bit. I don't want it to look quite so bloppy. Let's see what I could do if I kind of let the water run. If you turn it around, the water will run and give you a little bit more of a watercolor look. I am not, the best at painting and coloring and all that. So this is pretty good for me. But I do decide I do want to fill in the inside a little bit more. Okay. Then we can take our heat tool. And that will also push the water around and spread the color a little bit more for us. You can blop it off with a towel as well. That's going to pick up all your excess color. Let me see if I got any spots to, let me lay it on it. And then it'll lighten it. See how it picked up all my yellow and stuff? And then now it's a little bit lighter. So that's what's going to happen if you like dab it off. But I wanted to kind of dry it up a little bit, and then I'm going to kind of come in without trying to add too much water or anything. I'm going to try and darken up some of these areas again and just give it a different look. Some of it's dark, some of it's light. So I'm going to leave that. Wanted those dark. And then you can just keep adding wherever it is you want to add. And spritz a little bit. Let me show you. Oh, where's my spritzer over here? Spritz a little bit down again so that you can put your color down and it will run. So I'm going to stop before I'm just going to go a little more. You know me. One last thing I do and then it just overdoes it. But I do want more blue. I was hoping to get some more like watercolory look to the, not just bloppy like this. I wanted it to run, but not into my other color. So I'm going to blob it up now a little bit and call it good. So we're going to set it aside to dry. Set it up on my thing there. Dump this out as soon as possible before you end up, like wearing it and dumping it on your floor. Heaven forbid I don't know who remembers when I did that one time. I made a swap and I sprayed with a spray bottle that had coloring in it. And yeah, my carpet, thank gosh it's gray and black, but it was blue. And you could see the blue all around the outline of the garbage that I was spraying over that I thought I was doing a good job. All over the floor. All right. So now I have a piece of wild wheat. And I cut this down to 3 7/8 by 5 1/4. And we're going to put that on here. And I just thought that left a nice border. On this one, I have a lot of border around the watercolor, and this watercolor paper is like 7 inches long. So I just cut it in half, but I have too much of a border on the side, and then I didn't have enough along the edges to keep it from curling. So when I was cutting it off, you can see in here how it's kind of like folding. It's not cut in far enough, so this is hitting it and curling it up. So I went ahead with this one, cut these in a lot more, and then I cut this down so that it was a little nicer on there. So now we're going to glue it onto the lower portion of our easel piece right here. Wow, you guys, this card's not even hardly taking me any time at all. It didn't even get messy, and I'm almost done. Then I made this one ahead of time, just so that it would have time to dry and flatten for me. When the paper gets wet, my trimmer is leaving fringy on the side. When the paper gets wet, it will curl up. So I had it sitting under a big block, which I will set that one under a big block when I'm done here. Gotta cut a couple more little fringes off the side. So then I'm going to glue this on. Oh, thanks, Patty. Oh, I'll glue that on. Yeah, I was gonna just stamp the weed thing here, like on white paper, and I just thought once I put this up that it kind of looked like it needed a little bit of the what do they call that technique with the alcohol? I guess it's the alcohol markers, and then you kind of dab the isopropyl alcohol on it, and then it does what the watercolory this look. I tried that a couple times and then realized after I Googled it that you do it on like vellum or glossy paper, and I didn't want to do it this on vellum here. So I guess I could have layered it on white, but that's hindsight. This is what I ended up with. And then we're going to make our little kickstand with this piece of wild wheat that is 4 inches by, I think it's 1.5. Yes, 4 inches by 1.5. And then I've got a basic white that is 3 7/8 by 1 3/8. And there wasn't a very big sentiment in here. And I didn't want to chop this down itty bitty, but you could if you wanted. You just need to have something here to be your kickstand to hold the easel up. And so you could make it smaller. I just thought that I used, oh, what did I put? Thank you. Yes, I put thanks. I appreciate you. So let me get thanks. It's crooked. And I did that in Mossy Meadow. And I put it over to the left. Let's see. And my reason for this is I wanted to be able to like write in it. So if you make one of these, You probably will want to write in it before, or write on this before you put it on, because we're going to pop it up, and then that will make it hard to write on this. But I also, if you sell your cards, you could put it in, put the other piece on, put some tear tape on this, finish it, tell them to write on it, and then stick it on the top and let them do the final assembly so they can write on it. Oops, crooked. So that's always an idea. And then I'm going to glue these two together. Here. Thanks, guys. I'm glad you like it. It was like 2:30 and I said, holy cow, what am I going to do tonight? And I really wanted just to take a nap, but I didn't. I got to searching and found this. Fun fold card. I've never done a card like this before. Has anybody ever done a, oh, what'd you call it? A gatefold easel card? This is a first for me. Oops, and I need some bigger. I don't know why I thought those two little ones were going to be enough to hold that. We'll get another one. Get one there. Get one there. And put that last one there. All right. Oh, that one's not off either. Then I just put mine down here at the same level as these other layers, or to the best that my eyeballs would let me. And it leaves it at a easel angle like that. Now you could, if your sentiment is larger or you just want to move it up more, you can stand it, straighter up. It just gives you, to stand it up straighter, it just gives you more space in there. You just got to make sure that this is up far enough to be the little kickstand to hold that up in the air. So mine is just kind of at an angle. Person can write there. And so, like I said, if you wanted to put some more blings on there, you can certainly do that. But now it's all set. And we're just going to tie it shut. You obviously can't tug on it because it is just glued on under that other layer of paper, and it will pull out through our holes. Oh, look at that. I always have to turn it upside down to get it to go the direction I want, and now it doesn't. But I kind of like that frayed ribbon. I'm going to see if I can fray that one a little bit. That's what happened when I tried to take it was wound tightly on that small spool. I kind of like it frayed up like that. Looks like those little weeds there. So there we go. That's our card for today. Untie it, pull it, and you stand it up. And let's see, I'm gonna stop that. Come back over to my beautiful wall of nothing here. And give you guys a great big thank you for watching tonight. You probably saw at some point that I got my paper pumpkin videos up. You can find those, well, they're all on my, right up at the top on my page right now, but if you need them down the road, under my photos, albums, you'll find where I'm putting my paper pumpkin alternate projects. So I think that's it, guys. Don't forget bonus days. $50 purchase gets you $5 coupon to use in August. I guess that's it. Thanks for watching. I appreciate your comments, sharing the video, telling everybody about me, bringing in new people. It's awesome. And I will be back again next week. I think I still got one more week before I'm gone. So I will be back again next week. I'm drawing a total blank right now. I'm pretty sure I'll be back again next week because it's only the 4th. I got, I think, 2 more Mondays and then I'll be up north. So I will be coming to you from up there in the peanut butter cupboard that week. So adios. You guys have a great night. Thank you for everything. I appreciate you and I'll see you again. Good night.